RDS and also
This meeting is being recorded.
yeah. So what is RDS? What is database? Anyone? Database is a collection of structured data. Yeah. Say collection of organized data, right? Structured data. So normally employee data, servers information, right? Stores information. So we store in central location. So from anyone can access from any region, any zone, right? Yeah. So database normally, for example, in the database, the employee organizations normally employee data stored in the central location. So HR managers, delivery heads, directors, anyone can access from any region. They can update the data sometimes. So employees designation will be changed, and also employees package CTC will be updated, right? So as per the requirement, they modify the data, they update the data in central location, right? Yeah. How to create RDS? How can we create SQL database? How can we connect database, right? How can we check the database? Everyone practicing, right? Everyone configured database, right? Any questions, anyone on RDS? Online? Anyone having any questions? Yeah, in real-time projects, we don't get chance to configure the database. That is the first time only. Yeah, so sometimes connectivity issues, we'll get the connectivity issues. So how can we connect the database? We already discussed, right? In case sometimes the connectivity, like for example, in real-time projects, we'll get some tickets. So we are unable to access the database. We are unable to connect the database, right? So in that case, what we have to do? We need to check the workbench, that we need to update. Patches should be updated every month, right? MySQL Workbench is the interface to connect our database, right? Yeah. Next one, second concept, Route 53. What is Route 53? Right. So Route 53 is a DNS. What is DNS? Domain name system. So we require domain, right? So we can map the IP to the domain. We need to purchase the domain. So we need to configure the domain. So once you configure the domain, it will check the shortest path, right? The traffic will be a route. Okay. So domain purchase, we can purchase from GoDaddy, Amazon also providing domains. Okay. Yeah. So most popular organization is GoDaddy. Fine. These two concepts, everyone hope everyone practice, right? Yeah, these are very important concepts. So today we are going to discuss about elastic beanstalk and also cloud formation. Two concepts. Yeah, elastic beanstalk. Beanstalk. What is beanstalk? Why we require beanstalk? So how can we deploy the applications using beanstalk? How can we configure the applications using beanstalk? So what are the use cases, right? Let's try to understand here. Yeah, Elastic Beanstalk is an AWS managed service for web applications. For web applications, Elastic Beanstalk is a pre-configured EC2 server that can directly take up your application code and environment configurations and use it to automatically provision and deploy the required resources within AWS to run the web application. What does it mean? Yeah. So Beanstalk. So here, normally, so by using DevOps tools, how can we deploy the applications? Let's try to understand first. Okay. Yeah. So before going to I give you example here before going to discuss about this. Okay. First of all, in real-time projects, what we will do as a DevOps here, what we will do. So developer develop the code in their local workspace. Okay. By using DevOps tools, how can we deploy the applications? So let's try to understand first. So this is Git local. So currently every project they're using Agile methodology. What is Agile? What is Agile? Agile is a parallel development, right? In Agile methodology, every application, what we will do, we divide into bits and pieces. We cut the bits and pieces, right? That bits and pieces, we can call it as sprint, right? So what is sprint, anyone? Sprint is a timeline. Sprint can be 1 week to 1 month. Sprint can be 1 week to 1 month. For example, one sprint started today, by next Tuesday EOD that should be completed, right? That is 1 week sprint. 1 month sprint. So on 12th March, one sprint started today. So by 11th April, that should be completed. That is 1 month sprint. Sprint can be 2 weeks, 3 weeks also. As per the positive requirement, we can design the sprints. Okay. Yeah. So this is Git local. So developers are working on the local Git. Developer A, developer B, they are working on local Git. Local Git. What is Git basically? What is Git? Anyone? Git. Git is a repository tool or version control tool. Yeah. What is repository? Where we store our data. Where developer stores the data. Right. Version control. What is version control? Anyone? It is a repository tool or version control tool. What is repository? Where we store our data. It can be any data. It can be binary files, image files, video files, audio files, where developer stores the data, which is a repository. Version control, version control system. For example, every development, every application is having three components. What are those? Content, backend, and database, right? For example, this developer A is working on front end. This developer B is working on backend, API development. Front end, normally we use the HTML, CSS, Java, Spring, right? Yeah, backend API development, we use developers use Ruby, Scala, Python, dot, whatever, right? Yeah. So other third developer is working on database, MySQL database or Cassandra, DocumentDB, Oracle database, right? So this front end, back end database we divide into sprints, 3 sprints, for example, right? Yeah. So developer A is working on front end, developer B is working on back end, developer C is working on database. So who is doing what? How can we track? Who is doing what? How can we track? ఎలా ట్రాక్ చేస్తాం? ట్రాకింగ్ ఎలా జరుగుతుంది? How can we track? By using version control system. Version control track the changes, right? Who is doing what? So here we need to, it will provide some the information. So by using the comments, which is so here version control system track the changes by giving the comments. Who did changes? When did changes? And what purpose did changes? Who did changes? When did changes? What purpose did changes? So here, Ram did changes. When did changes? By 7 a.m. IST. It did some changes on 12th March. And what purpose did changes? Due to some prod issue. prod issue, Git some changes, right? So based on these comments, it will track the versioning. So along with this, one commit ID also will be generated. Okay. Yeah. So Git is a repository tool or version control tool. So developer develop the code in their local Git. After that, they push the code to remote repository, which is GitHub. What is GitHub, anyone? It is a remote server, right? Remote server. So once the code is moved to GitHub. So our next tool is in this flow, Jenkins. So what is Jenkins? What Jenkins will do, anyone? Why we are discussing about this? Because yeah, by using DevOps tools, we can deploy the WAR files, jar files. In place of DevOps tools, we can use Beanstalk also. But startup companies, small companies, they use the Beanstalk to deploy the applications. Okay. Yeah. So here we have Jenkins. What is Jenkins? What Jenkins will do? Jenkins is a CI/CD tool, right? Jenkins is a CI/CD tool. What is CI/CD? Anyone? Yeah. So continuous integration and also continuous deployment, right? Or delivery. CI/CD tool. Jenkins is a it is a Jenkins. Jenkins is a CI/CD tool. Yeah. So here, whatever the code developed by developers, once the development is completed, they push the code to remote server, which is a GitHub. Once the code is moved to GitHub, in Jenkins, what we will do as a DevOps engineer, we prepare jobs and we run the jobs. Once we run the job, this code will be pulled from GitHub to Jenkins. Okay. Yeah. So once the code is moved to GitHub to Jenkins, after that, what we will do? Once the code is pushed to GitHub to Jenkins, what we will do? That code should be finally deployed on respective target servers. In real-time projects, so why developers are developing the code? Finally, they need to deploy somewhere in the application servers or web servers or database servers or whatever, right? So here, this is app server, which can be Tomcat or JBoss or WebLogic, any app server, right? Yeah. So this code, by using Jenkins, we can pull this code, and this code we need to convert into one artifact. What is artifact? Anyone? Binary file, WAR file, jar file, right? Tar file. Yeah. This artifact we can directly deploy into respective target servers. Okay. So here, this is Maven. So whatever the code we pull from GitHub to Jenkins, which is a raw code we need to convert into artifact. So by using Maven, that artifact we can push to respective target servers. This is Maven. Maven is a build tool, right? Yeah. So Maven convert into one WAR file or jar file. That WAR file, jar file we can push to respective target server and we deploy the WAR file. This is the actual process. In DevOps, we deploy the applications by using DevOps tools. But here, instead of using DevOps tools, we can use Elastic Beanstalk also to deploy the applications. But Elastic Beanstalk is not fully robust. It is not robustic tool, right? It is required some configurations, some manual efforts required here, right? So startup companies, small companies, they're using Elastic Beanstalk. So like startups, small companies, right? Yeah. So most of the organizations they're using CI/CD and building this process only by using DevOps tools, they're deploying the applications. Okay. Yeah. Now Next one, how Elastic Beanstalk works. Elastic Beanstalk is a fully managed service provided by AWS. So this is a platform dependent tool. What is platform dependent anymore? Platform independent, platform dependent. What is platform dependent? Elastic Beanstalk is a platform dependent. Yeah, this Elastic Beanstalk work on only AWS platform. It will not work on other. It will not allow you to configure in other platform, right? So yeah, we can configure on only AWS. Okay, by AWS that makes it easy to deploy and manage applications in the cloud without worrying about the underlying infrastructure. So without worrying about the underlying infrastructure. What is underlying infrastructure? Like tools, DevOps tools are not required here. First, we create the application and select the environment, configure the environment, and deploy the application. This is the flow. See here. First, we need to create one application. So we need to upload the version, launch environment, manage the environment. Okay. Yeah. So Elastic Beanstalk supports applications developed in Golang, Java, .NET, Node.js, PHP, Python, and Ruby, etc. Right? When you deploy your application, Elastic Beanstalk builds the selected supported platform version and provisions one or more AWS resources such as Amazon EC2 instances to run your application. So instead of using EC2 instances, we can use Docker container also. As applications we can deploy on Docker container also, or else Kubernetes pod also. In place of Amazon EC2 instances, we can use Docker containers also, right? Yeah. See here. Elastic Beanstalk configures each Amazon EC2 instance in your environment with the components necessary to run applications for the selected platform. No more worrying about the logging into instances, install, configure your application stack. See here, this is very important. No more worrying about logging into instances, install and configure your application stack. Normally, so developer develop the code, they prepare the WAR file or jar file. That WAR file, we no need to log in into the servers, we no need to deploy manually, right? So by using Elastic Beanstalk, we can deploy the applications. I'll show you that practically. We'll see that. Okay, we can deploy one simple sample application, PHP application today. Okay, yeah. So these are the layers. This is the host machine, and on top of that we have operating system. On top of that we have language interpreter, application server. So on top of that, it's HTTP server, which is the web server. On top of that, we deploy the application. These are the layers, right? So on top of the web server only, web server or app server, we can deploy our code. Clear, right? Deploy your first application. Okay, Elastic Beanstalk, deploy your first application. How can we deploy the application? Let's try to understand here. So we can search here Beanstalk on Beanstalk. Now, go to navigation menu, applications, environments, change history, right? First, we need to create one application. First, we need to create one application. Click on create application, application name, DBS project. For example, I'm giving DBS. So digital bank, Singapore bank. Okay, digital DBS project app. Description also I want to give the same. Yeah, tag name, name, give the name here. Now click on create the application. Now the application is created here. So go to applications. This is our application. Okay. Now click on this application. Now I want to create environment, new environment. Click on this. Yeah, see here. Web server environment or worker environment. So I want to give the web server. Through internet, we can access the application, right? So select first one. Now see here. Environment name, it is showing DBS project app environment. So here you can give development environment or QA environment or any other environment. You can give. So domain name also required here. Domain name, Nourish IT dot apsouth1 dot elasticwinstack.com, right? So environment description. So here you can give whatever you want to give. Next one. So managed platform. So here you can choose the platform, whatever platform you want to use. .NET Core, .NET on Windows Server, Docker, Golang, Java, Node.js, PHP, Python, Ruby. So whatever platform you want to choose, you can choose, right? So if you select Python or Java or Ruby, it takes more time. So you can select PHP. PHP is a lightweight, very lightweight. Okay. Better you can use the PHP application. So this is the PHP platform branch and the platform version. Next one. This is important. See here. Application code. For example, developer develop the code. They generate one WAR file. That WAR file I want to deploy, right? By using WinStack. So now, so sample application. If you select first one, we need to use the PHP sample application here. Or else existing version. If you have any other existing version, you can use. Or else upload your code, the WAR file or jar file. You need to upload here. Click on upload. So here you need to choose the S3 bucket URL. You need to give the normally the WAR file, jar file. So we developers they prepare and they store in the S3. That S3 path we need to give. Or else, so in your local system, if you have any WAR file, jar file, that you need to select here, local file. Select local. And you need to select the path, WAR file. So once developer develop the code, WAR file or jar file, once it is generated, that WAR file we need to deploy, right? Yeah. So here better you can go with the sample application. So which we are using PHP application. So here backend one instance will be created. Backend one instance will be created. So single instance free-tier eligible or single instance using spot instance, high availability instance, high availability using spot and non on-demand instance, custom configuration. You select custom configuration, you can use T2 medium, T2 large, whatever you want. Normally, so in real-time projects, we always use the T2 medium or T2 large. We don't use the T2 micro because production applications. So if you deploy on T2 micro, that will not be supported. T2 micro will not be supported. So 1 GB RAM, 1 CPU is not sufficient for the production applications. That is why. So always we go with the T2 medium or T2 large. Okay. Yeah. Better you can select the single instance free-tier eligible. So click on next. Yeah. Next one, service role. Service role. If you want to create an existing role, you can create, or else create a new role. Create and use a new role. See here. You want to use the existing role, the role should be available in your console. But if the role is not available, for example, so you can select the create and new service role. So role name, whatever role name you want to give, you can give. So here you can select the key pair. Key pair also required. Here you need to select the, we do one thing. So here I want to create the first, I want to create a role. I want to create a new role. After that, you can choose the existing role here. So first we need to create the role, right? That is why what we will do. Open the duplicate session here. Now go to where we create the rules. IAM. Yes, IAM. Go to IAM. Now click on create, click on the roles, click on the roles. Now create new role. Now see here, AWS service you can give. Now here you need to select the see here, elastic bin stack, right? Now, or else you can select EC2 also, nothing to worry. Okay. Now, yeah, so here you can keep as is this, click on next. Now, okay, better we can go with the EC2 only. Don't select this. Create role, AWS service. Now, so here you can select EC2. Now, click on next. Yeah, so here you can select the bean stack, which is a web tier, web tier. See here, AWS Elastic Beanstalk web tier. So don't select worker tier. Don't select this other tier. Okay. Only web tier required here. Click on next. Now give the role EBS project role. Description you can keep as is. Now this is the web tier selected here. Now click on create the role. So if you want to give the tag name EBS project role. Click on create the role. Once we create the role is created here. Once we create the role, go back here. Now we can refresh here. We can refresh here. Now we can see the role. See here, DBS project role, right? We gave the role name DBS project role, right? Select this role. Now click on next. Click on next. Now we can select the VPC, default VPC. So in real-time projects, always use the customized VPC. So because we can enable the customized rules, right? Yeah. So now IP should be activated here. So if you check this, it will be activated. Otherwise, we can't access the application, right? Now, instance subnets, we can select all subnets here. All subnets here. Yeah, database subnets not required. You can leave as is. You can leave as is. Click on next. Yeah. Now, next one is root volume. So we can use the default volume only, which is whatever the volume they are providing, AWS providing, that we can use default one. Size also default size, IOPS default IOPS you can use here. Yeah. So monitoring intervals every 5 minutes. So monitoring intervals default only can use here. Next one, security group required here. To access the application, you need security group. Okay. Yeah. Now environment type, single instance. So by default, auto scaling also will be enabled here. Okay, you can keep as is. Don't change anything. Now maximum spot on demand, you can keep as is. See here. So backend one instance will be created, which is a T3 micro or T3 small. So backend to run the application, one server will be created, right? So which can be T3 micro or T3 small. Okay, you can keep as is. If you want to customize that, you can change that instance. Okay. So this is the AMI ID also required AMI ID. Click on next. Yeah, next one. So if you want to enable any monitoring, so if you want to enable any monitoring, you can enable here. So you can enable any monitoring application here, any monitoring. Okay, so don't need to change anything here. You can keep as is. So here Backend one snapshot also will be created. For that, retention is 7 days. So email notifications also you can enable here. Email notifications, if you want to enable the email notification. So normally in real-time projects, we give the group ID, not individual IDs, right? So DevOps group, cloud group, or automation group, or AWS group, we can give the group ID so that whenever the application is deployed or failed or anything happened, you get notified through email. Okay. Yeah. So next one. So rolling updates and deployments. Rolling updates. While working on Kubernetes, there is a concept here. Rolling updates. Okay. So whatever applications we deploy, for that application, we get the updates every month. For example, we are deploying PHP application. For that application, we get the updates every month. That automatically updates, rolling updates. Okay. So don't need to give any manual updates here. So automatically it will be updated. So here by default, one default application will be installed, which is Nginx. Nginx is the application so that we can apply that backend that will run. Streaming and all we can keep as is default values only. Click on next. Yeah. Now we can verify this. Environment information, see here, web server environment. So web tier, application name, DBS project application, and environment name, dev application, dev environment. Yeah, sample application. So in place of sample application, you can choose the custom application and you can give the path, S3 bucket path, or else you can give the local file also. Pair, security group, and a network, VPC, tag name. Now click on create, submit this, submit this. Once you submit this, what will happen? Application will be deployed. PHP application will be deployed. Once application is deployed, so we can access that application. How can we access the application? I'll show you. Now the PHP sample application is deployed. So by using Elastic Beanstalk, we are deploying the applications. Without underlying infrastructure, we can use the Elastic Beanstalk. Clear, right, everyone? What are the use of Elastic Beanstalk? You understand, right, everyone? Yeah. Now the environment successfully launched. Okay. Once it is launched, how can we access this application? PHP application, how can we access? Okay. So go to environments here. This is our now we can copy this domain address. Just copy this. Go to browser and you can paste it. And see here. So your AWS Elastic Beanstalk PHP application is now running on your own dedicated environment in the AWS cloud, right? So this is the PHP version. So this environment is launched with Elastic Beanstalk PHP platform, right? So everyone, can you try this? I share with you this URL, online students. Can you try to access this online? So I pasted the link here. I gave the link. So domain address, can you open that? You're able to access or not? This is web application, right? We can access through internet from any region, any zone. Can you check it out, online students? You're able to access or not? Can you confirm? Yeah. So this is the way we can deploy not only PHP application, any applications we can deploy by using Elastic Beanstalk. Clear, right, everyone? Any questions here? Anyone? Anyone having any questions? Can we upload the code? Yeah, we can upload. Upload. Yeah. So we selected the sample application. In place of sample application, you can select the path from S3 bucket, or you can select the local system, local mission, not local git, local system in your local, for example. So developer developed the code. That code we converted to WAR file. That WAR file is available in your laptop. In that, yeah, in your laptop, you can select the path, local path, and you can upload the path, upload the file, and you can run the application. You can run the deployment. Sure. So, yes. Sure. Yeah, we selected the sample application. Yeah. So here for testing, we selected the PHP application, sample application. But in real-time projects, so this is not fully robust. This is platform dependent, and only in AWS we can configure this. We can yeah, deploy using the Elastic Beanstalk. Okay, but this is not recommended way actually. So startup companies, small companies, very small companies, they use this Elastic Beanstalk to deploy the application. Okay. It says the site cannot be reached. Okay, you can check your internet connectivity by you. So everyone able to access, you can check your connectivity, or you can try again. Which one? That is already there in AWS platform. That is already there inside of the Beanstalk, AWS platform. Yeah. Java application is also there. Java also there. .NET also there. Golang also there. So PHP is lightweight, small application. If you select Python or Java, it takes more time, right? Docker option is also there. Docker will be there. Docker? Java, PHP is there also. Option Docker also there. Docker image, Docker container. Yeah. So you can select whatever you require. Whatever they gave free applications that we can use for practice. Fine. Yeah. So once you practice this, make sure the application should be deleted. Otherwise, some charges will be applied. So go back here. So if you want to deploy, if you want to delete that application, you want to delete it. To IP also. We can instead of domain names. IP also we can use, but by default they gave domain here, right? That is why we gave the domain address here, right? Yeah. First of all, we need to remove the environment here. once complete the practice, you can select the environment, select your environment, go to actions. Now here, terminate environment, terminate. Give the environment name here. This is the environment name. Click on terminate. After that, we need to delete the application also. So once it is deleted, once it is terminated, we can go and delete the application also. What is environment? What is environment? Environment. Yeah. So first we need to, yeah, here we discussed, right? That is the flow, actual flow. So first we need to create the application. Application first we created, right? So after that, upload version, before that, you need to launch the environment. While launching the environment, you can upload the version. You can upload the war file, jar file, whatever, right? So after that, we can manage the environment. It's a simple flow. Now it is deleting. Once it is deleted, go and delete the application also. This is the application, right? Yeah. So this is the way we can deploy the applications using Elastic Beanstalk, right? Yeah. Next concept also we can discuss today. So next concept is just wait for 1 or 2 minutes. This will be deleted. So once it is deleted, so it is a small project actually. Elastic Beanstalk is small project. So tomorrow, migration project. We'll be having migration project. So I'll show you how can we migrate the applications, how can we migrate the data at servers, one zone to other zone, one region to other regions, one platform to other platform. Okay, it takes some time. You can leave as is. And later I can delete the application also. Okay, application also same way. Select the application, go and delete the application. Okay. Yeah. Next concept is cloud formation. AWS cloud formation. What is cloud formation? Why we require cloud formation? Right. See here, AWS cloud formation is a infrastructure automation service. Okay. Or IaaC service. See here. AWS cloud formation is an infrastructure as a code IaaC service that allows you to easily model, provision, and manage AWS infrastructure and third-party resources. Right. So cloud formation is the infrastructure automation tool. So in place of cloud formation, you can use the DevOps tool also. What is that? In place of cloud formation, we can use the DevOps tool also. What is that anyway? What is the tool we have? Infrastructure automation tool. Terraform. Terraform. Yes, Terraform, right? Yeah. So Terraform is very advanced tool, but cloud formation is very basic level. It's a service, simple service. Terraform is very advanced tool. So Terraform will go very deep dive. So that takes nearly 5 to 6 days. Okay, we go very deep dive. So, but cloud formation is a very simple service to create the infrastructure. Okay, so Terraform is yeah, most of the enterprise level organizations, most of the companies, even the small companies also, they're using Terraform. but a cloud formation is not using because we have some drawbacks here. Okay, see here. Cloud formation versus Terraform. What are the differences here? Yeah, so this is a red color one, which is the cloud formation. So Terraform is growing like this. Okay, differences here. See here. Terraform is having HCL. What is HCL? What is HCL? Which is HashiCorp language. HashiCorp language, right? HCL is a HashiCorp language. So backend we prepare the script. Backend we prepare the script, which is HCL language, HashiCorp language, right? But in cloud formation, we use the YAML or JSON. YAML or JSON, right? So YAML, what is YAML? What is the full form of YAML? Yet another markup language, yes. So YAML, while working on Ansible, we always use the YAML language. While working on YAML, and even cloud formation also, we use the YAML script. Okay. And dynamic features available in Terraform, but here limited features. Okay. And usable functions extensive, but here limited only. Okay. State management required here. No state file maintained. State management, state file. What is state file? So once we configure, once we create the infrastructure, so backend one state file will be created. In that state file, we can check all the configuration. We can check all the information. State file is for future reference. Okay. So cloud providers, multi-provider support. This is only support. Yeah. Cloud formation is platform dependent. Terraform is platform independent. So we can integrate Terraform with any cloud platform, not only AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, Ali Cloud, other clouds, any clouds. We can integrate Terraform with any cloud platform, right? Yeah. So enterprise support open source here, but native AWS service. So Terraform cloud formation we can use it AWS only, right? Yeah. Automatic IaaC services, IaaC complex to automate without tooling. So same here also, right? But here main important things here, dynamic features and multi-provider support, right? And also extensive. These three are very important. So sometimes we'll get into question. So to deploy to create the infrastructure, why should I go with Terraform? Why? Yeah. So why this cloud formation is not? Why can't we use the cloud formation? Why should we go with Terraform? Why can't we use this cloud formation? What are the differences? First, we need to tell them dynamic features and multi-cloud support. This is a platform independent. Terraform is the platform independent. Cloud formation is not platform independent. Okay. And also, yeah, state file available in the Terraform. No state file in AWS cloud formation. Right. Yeah. So these are the important differences. So while working on Terraform, I'll show you state files. How can we manage the state files? How can we store the state files in S3 bucket? We'll see that. Yeah. Right. Let us go back to AWS console and we can open the cloud formation. Click on cloud formation. Now we need to create one stack here. We need to create a stack here. Click on create stack. Yeah, in the stack, choose an existing template or build from infrastructure composer. Two options are available. So choose an existing template. So template required here. So the template, so we already prepared, I already prepared the template. I'll share with you. So I'll show you the script here, cloud formation script. This is the cloud formation script. See, AWS template format version. This is the version, and the description is simple, a sample template. So parameters, instance type parameter, type string, condition. String is the condition. Okay. So by default T2 micro, it will take allows values T2 micro, T2 small, T2 large. If you want to give, you can give T2 small, T2 large also. So if you give this condition, what will happen? If I select, if I give this condition, string condition, so it will show you T2 micro, T2 small, T2 large. It will ask you to choose the version. It will ask you to select the type of the mission. So this is the condition. Okay, string is the condition. So while working on Terraform, I'll explain this conditions. Okay, so these are the conditions, string, and also different conditions are available. I'll explain while working on Terraform. Different conditions are available. Not only string, so many conditions are available. Okay. Yeah. So description, enter T2 micro or T2 small or T2 large, whatever you want. So here also we can change this T2 small or T2 large. Default is T2 micro. So first, when we are going to create infrastructure by using CloudFormation, it will show you the default one is T2 micro. But if you want to customize, if you want to choose only these three types, we can adding. We are adding here. So in these three types only, we can choose the type of the mission. Are you following everyone? So by using CloudFormation, what we are doing? Creating the infrastructure, right? While creating the infrastructure, it will show you when you click on drop down, it will show you the T2 micro, T2 small, and T2 large. Instance type. You can choose anything. If you remove this two, only T2 micro will be available as per the report. Okay. Yeah, next one, key name here. The easy to key pair to allow SSH access to the instance here. This is the condition. Type is the condition. So now resources, my EC2 instance. Yeah, type is it AWS EC2 instance. Yeah, so here properties. So image ID also required and instance type, reference instance type parameter. This parameter you can refer instance type. Okay. And the key name, refer the key name, refer the key name. So here you can choose the key and after that block device mapping, device name, drive name, /dev /SDM or it's XVDA. We can use this EBS volume. So here default volume, 10 GB volume. We can use IOPS 200. Like this, whatever you want to add, you can add. So this script is available in AWS website only. We can take from AWS website. I'll show you that. Where we get all the scripts, I'll show you. Okay. Yeah. So now what I will do, this template, I want to add here. Choose an existing template. Okay. Yeah. Now click on upload a template file. Upload a template file. So if you have any templates in your S3 bucket, you need to give the S3 bucket URL. Or else, if you have any local file, you can upload a local file. Choose a file. This is the file. Click on open. Now click on next. Once you click on next, it will ask you the options. See here. Now see here, stack name, whatever name you want to give, you can give. Yeah, so cloud formation is it like this. Can you? Next one, see here, parameters. So by default, it is showing T2 micro. If you click on, see here, M1 small, M1 large like that. So this file is not saved, I think. Okay, you can keep as this. I haven't saved this file. That is why it is showing previous one. Okay, even small, even okay. You can keep as this. So click on next. Click on next. And before that, you need to choose the key pair also. See here, these are the key pairs. Choose the key pair. Click on next. Now add a tag name. Tag name is name cloud formation. Is it? So role is not required. This is optional. You can keep as is. Now rollback all stack resources also you can keep as is. Now click on next. You can verify all the information here. You can check all the information. Click on submit. So creating progress. Instance is creating. So to create instance, why we required infrastructure automation service? So we can use AWS console also. Right? Create server. Why we need to go with the cloud formation? Why we need to go with the Terraform? So you can use AWS console also here. Right? So you can go and create the instance. Very simple way, right? Go to EC2 and we can create the instance. Instead of using cloud formation or Terraform, you can go and create the instance here. But what is the difference here? What is the importance? Yeah, even the multiple servers also can create in AWS, right? By using customized AMI. By using customized AMI, we can create 100 servers also at a time. What is the specialty here? So when we use the cloud formation, not cloud formation, I'm talking about Terraform. So because cloud formation is not a robustic tool, it is a basic level, very basic level. But Terraform, so this is entry question. So to create infrastructure, why should we go with Terraform? Into your asking, what is the specialty, right? So we need to tell them only one word: reusability. Reusability. So when we create the infrastructure using Terraform, that we can reuse a number of times because state file will be available, state format, state file, reusability. This is the term we need to use. What is reusability? What is reusability? Anyone? What is reusability? Yeah. For example, we created 1,000 servers by using Terraform. We hand over to project lead, right? Yeah. So they started working on the project. They are working on coding part, developing applications, testing applications. So after a few months, they ask us to update the infrastructure, upgrade the infrastructure. After a few months, so RAM is not sufficient, CPU is not sufficient, and storage is not sufficient. Could you please upgrade? But in AWS, if you create servers in AWS, how can you upgrade? Manually, you need to upgrade all the servers. But in cloud form, in Terraform, so by single click, we can upgrade, we can modify the infrastructure, we can change the tag names, we can add the CPUs, we can add the whatever you want by single click. So that is reusability. We can reuse. So we hand over the servers to development project. So after 6 months, project is completed. The same servers we can hand over to, we can modify and we can hand over to other project. So if you want to change the region also, you can change. If you want to change the operating system also, you can change by single click, right? So Terraform is very, very advanced one, right? So CloudFormation is not advanced. It is very no state file here. So if the yeah, if no state file, we cannot upgrade the infrastructure. So but Terraform is having state files, right? So now the server is in running state. See, so infrastructure created here. Now it is in running state. This is very basic level, right? So if you want to get all the scripts here, for example, I want to create VPC using CloudFormation. Go here. You'll get the script here. See, this is the script. So whatever you required, you can get here. So you can check here, you can take the script, you can customize. Even though Terraform scripts also, you can get all the scripts here. So for example, I want to create AWS EC2 instance using Terraform. So Terraform scripts are also available, but we need to go to the official website only. Don't go with the third-party tools. Start like this. Create So while working on Terraform, we use the Visual Studio Code. We use the Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is required here. So create VPC, for example. So now it is not showing anything. Create VPC using. Yeah, all the steps are available here, but we need to give the proper, yeah, proper comment here, proper information, so that definitely we get create a provider using Terraform. Create a provider using Terraform. See here. Create a Terraform provider. Okay. So just click on this. So what is HashiCorp? HashiCorp is the organization. So Terraform developed by HashiCorp. So official one we need to go. Sit. 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 Okay, I'll show you. While working on Terraform, I'll show you. So we'll get all the scripts, reusable scripts here. We'll get all the reusable scripts. Or else you can directly go to terraform.io. Terraform.io. You will get all the documentation here. This is the official site. So you'll get all the tutorial here. Click on tutorial. See here, AWS tutorial here. So you can search all the information. So much of information is available. So Azure information, GCP information. So all information is available here. Okay, while working on this, I'll show you. So when we use Google search, first link, no, not like that. Okay, I'll show you while working on this. Okay, yeah. So now by using cloud formation, we can create the resources. So we created the server here, right? We created the server. Now the server is in running state. See here, cloud formation is C2. Now the server is in running state. Right? So we can connect this server, we can use. But cloud formation is not robust, we don't require. But Terraform is required, right? Most of the organizations they're using Terraform. Yeah, so Terraform is very core tool, very advanced tool. So by single click, we can create a number of servers. So here we prepare the scripts in Visual Studio Code. That script we can trigger. That script we can trigger. So as per the requirement, how many servers required? 1,000 servers required, 10,000 servers required. So by single click, we can create 10,000 servers with the different tag names, different configuration, different size of the different operating system, whatever they require. So by using the conditional expressions, use the conditional expressions here. Conditions we need to use. Variables also we use. Variables also in Terraform, we use the variables also. What is variable, anyone? Anyone having idea? Variable. Value, value point, right? Yeah. So when you create variable, we can hide the secret. In the main script, we can hide the secret. So from variable file, we can call them. We can call the actual resources. Okay. So here, var, see here. In the var file, we can store the values. We can call from main file, main.tf. Don't confuse. While working on this, I'll show. It is very simple, very easier. Okay. Clear, right, everyone? Any questions here, anyone? So tomorrow we'll be having a project, which is a migration project. So day after tomorrow, Friday, holiday, right? Holy holiday. So Saturday we can, yeah, Saturday we'll be having session. Right. So any questions from anyone? Anyone having any questions here? So once you practice this cloud formation, again go back to, so here, you can go back here and you can delete the stack. So once you delete the stack, so backend server also will be deleted. Delete the stack, delete. The stack is deleting. Clear, right, everyone? So these two concepts are very important concepts. In practice, these two concepts. Tomorrow's project is also very important one. Don't miss the class tomorrow. And Saturday, we'll work on some troubleshooting, maybe troubleshooting, and other services also we have. So we can, yeah. So next week, completely next week, 5 to 6 days, we'll complete the other remaining services. So after that, we'll jump into DevOps. Fine. Yeah. So make sure everyone practice only. Practice miss out. Don't miss the practice. Okay. If you miss the practice, you'll be confused. Right. So whatever the services we are discussing, these are very core services, very advanced services. Right. Make sure everyone practice. Fine. Yeah. So we can stop here. Yeah. Thank you all.